I started my career in music, singing with my mom and my brothers, singing gospel music and jazz, and I was a violinist all through school. So I just knew I wanted to be a music teacher. And I went to a little Methodist college, McKendree College in Lebanon, Illinois. It's near St. Louis. And my degree is actually in music education. I quite often, especially when I'm doing an opera, I just am waiting for someone to come in and say, she's an imposter. She did not go to conservatory. She does not have an advanced degree in voice performance or whatever. I'd never even been in an opera till I was out of college. And I sang in the chorus at the Opera Theater in St. Louis. And so I came about this after teaching school for a few years. I taught in a little coal mining town. I had 3 schools. You know, I was a teacher who played the guitar, taught violin lessons after school, pushed the piano from room to room, directed the musical at the high school. So I'm trying to capture some of this in Sister Aloysius, although I was just 21 years old. I was quite young, you know, not much older than some of my students. But I had to have this sort of sense that I knew what I was doing. And also, I had to set high expectations for the students because I set them high for myself. And I'm trying to tie that into this character. And I think it has informed me because I think Sister Aloysius probably was a teacher before she became the headmistress, the principal of this school. And she certainly values education, as I do. My husband and I met at this college. He was a teacher for 30 years in junior high history. And, you know, quite often he had kids who said, you know, Mr. Brewer, why do we need to know this? And the best answer he ever gave was, well, Bobby, in your case, you probably won't need to know this. My husband was a teacher. I was a teacher. I think it's one of the most noble professions, you know, and I admire anyone who has devoted their whole life to teaching. And I think Sister Aloysius is very devoted and very adamant about, you know, making sure that the kids that graduate from her school have a good education and that they're good citizens. And that was sort of the thing I tried to do when I was teaching. I still do a program with the 6th graders in the school where I taught in Marissa, Illinois, called Opportunities. And the kids named it that several years ago when we started it. And I go and visit them and bring people from the St. Louis Symphony to play for them, from the Opera Theater in St. Louis to do little makeup demonstrations and stuff like that. And I tell the kids, you know, and it's not that I want them all to become musicians or, you know, go into professional music, but it's just about having dreams and following those dreams, but being prepared. And there's nothing about any career where you can just go in and be lazy. And I know I set high standards. My daughter always said this to me. She said, Mom, it's so hard because you always, you know, expect so much. But now that she's an adult, she's thanked me for that. And I think that's where Sister Aloysius comes in. And also, as a teacher, we were required by the state, if we ever thought any child came into the classroom who looked like they'd maybe been abused or molested in any way, we were required by the state to tell the principal. And so, okay, maybe the kid did just fall down and get bruised, but at least we were responsible to say. And I think that as adults, in any situation, but certainly in schools, we have to be really diligent about this kind of thing.